Welcome to Win Souls TV. This is your host, Jeff Thomas. Got my homeboy here with me, you know what I'm saying? He ride to the end. He ride to the end with your boy, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I first would like to apologize because I have not been consistent with these videos lately. Some of you already know that I've been working on a book. The Lord told me about a year ago or so that He would like for me to write a book concerning certain things. So that book will be coming out soon. I've been putting in a lot of heavy lifting concerning that book. So be prepared for that to come, and I hope that it's a blessing for you. When it first comes out the first week on Kindle, I'll make sure that it's free for that week. So anyway, let's move on to the topic at hand, because a lot of the world is now and have been for quite a while being conditioned to being a slave. And let me talk about that for a little bit. We will be coming out of we'll be coming out of 2 Corinthians 10:4-5. Let me read that for you. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. So with that, our imagination is a way for us to communicate with the Lord. Okay? And so with our imagination, we can choose a lot of things, and through our mind, it's almost as if our body is almost sure to follow, which is why when we think and lust about a woman or a man or food or whatever, we have already committed adultery without even acting it out. See, it's just that powerful, and it means that much, right? And so with that said, our imagination, once again, is a way for us to communicate with the Lord. It's a way for Him to communicate with us. And so we have to keep that channel holy. We have to keep it righteous. We have to keep it clean, you see? And there's a lot of ways for us to condition our minds to thinking through lust, perversion, all types of things. How do I know? I lived it, okay? And a lot of the times you will be able to hear what is coming out of that person's mouth, the things that they are resting their imagination on, okay? The things that they are struggling with. Thank you, bye. So I would like to venture into the things that are holding a lot of people captive, and it's the way of the world. Okay, the way of the world. The world tells us, hey, we go to school, and then we go to college. When we graduate from college, you know, we get a good job, all of this stuff. But here's the thing. Going to school isn't necessarily one of the ways that the Lord would like to use us. You see what I'm saying? That's a system that's put in place, but that system isn't necessarily the best system or God's system. You see what I'm saying? And then usually in school, we are being conditioned to use our brain versus the imagination, which helps us to communicate with the Lord. So then that takes us away from the spiritual components, and we're now we're more focused on the things that we can do on our own without the Lord. You see? And a lot of the times through logic, we begin to rationalize, oh, you know, God isn't real, and we walk away from the very things that the Lord would like to bring us to. We walk away from the places that would bring fruit to the kingdom. We walk away from the very person and identity that we are, and then we begin to rest in the identity of the person that the world tells us that we are, or the person that we have to work to become based on the job that we want. And then when we get the job that we want, we have so much debt from school, guess what? We become a slave to that company, or we become a slave to money. You see, because we have to be able to pay off those loans or that debt. See? And that is exactly where Satan would like for us to be. Too debilitated in debt and too a slave to debt, so much so that we can't focus on the things at hand. You see what I'm saying? We're too much in captivity to the point where we can't even see the war that is going on in the heavenlies. We've severed the connection through the imagination, and we only move in the realm of our body and our own brain, and we minimize the spiritual components of God and the ways that he can communicate to us. Okay? And that is exactly where Satan would like the church. And so then we begin to place our identity in, who people tell us we are. And when that happens, guess what? Now we are a very successful architect. We are a very successful this, that, and the other. Why? Because we went to a school. We went to a prestigious school that tells us who we are. And we get hired at a job because we went to that prestigious school. And then guess what? Now we're working in a corporate environment that tells us who we are. But not only that, we have to stay in that corporate environment because we're a slave to it now. We can't grow from that. Okay? So creativity, imagination, keeping that freeway and that doorway open to the Lord for communication is necessary so that we don't become slaves. Now, this isn't the case for all of us. It wasn't necessarily the case for me because I found God in college. He broke me down so bad to the point where I couldn't do the work on my own. And that's where I found the Lord. But a lot of people are being taken away from the Lord and being conditioned to a mindset of slavery and what they can do on their own without God. Be very mindful of the system that we're in. You guys be blessed.